All new right now at 11 o'clock, the Guilford School District is being put under the microscope. Hundreds, in fact, turned out to learn more about what's being taught, especially when it comes to race.
Channel 3 Eyewitness News reporter Matthew Campbell is live in Guilford with a closer look. Matthew.
Yeah, Aaron and Mark, it's important to note that this was not an official school district event. Rather, it seems like one group took issue with what's allegedly being taught in the schools, and they put together this meeting.
There is a total indoctrination of the Guilford school community going on right now.
Dave Holman is part of Truth in Education. It's the Connecticut chapter of the national group No Left Turn in Education. Tonight, their sights were set on Guilford. Is there something that's being taught here that you're not comfortable with or you don't feel is appropriate?
Well, they have shown videos that are Black Lives Matter videos, for instance. There's one class in high school where they had to do a racial profile of themselves. This is the type of thing that's going on. There's a whole language that has been introduced to the Guilford school community. Words like equity, social justice, inclusion, culturally responsive teaching. This is the language of critical race theory.
You just heard Holman use the term critical race theory. What does that mean to you?
Critical race theory is the belief in systemic racism, institutional racism, white supremacy. In a nutshell, that's what it is.
According to Education Week, critical race theory is the idea that racism, quote, is not merely the product of individual bias or prejudice, but also something embedded in legal systems and policies. More than 100 packed the community center, while many waited outside and in the halls. Since the alleged issues centered around the schools, we wanted to get the eyewitness perspective of students. What's being taught in the curriculum when it comes to diversity, inclusion, equity, things like that? Is that part of your curriculum right now?
Currently, I can't remember any time we've been taught anything close to that, at least at the high school.
Dean Paglino is going to be a sophomore at Guilford High.
Sometimes you'll ask a teacher for an opinion on a certain thing, and the teacher will make it clear they're not allowed to give their opinion.
Some parents stood outside the meeting as part of a counter demonstration, and they say they don't have a problem with the current curriculum.
I think that representational literature has been a big push this year, which I'm a cheerleader of. And I think for young kids, that's a great way to start.
Now, in just the last few minutes, we have heard from Superintendent Paul Freeman here in Guilford, and he says that the Guilford school system is not teaching critical race theory, and he says to repeatedly say so is, quote, an intentional exaggeration. He does say that Guilford Schools is working to be more equitable in their practice, to embrace diverse texts in their classrooms, and to diversify their teaching ranks, as well as addressing difficult historical events honestly and openly. That is the latest. Live here in Guilford, Matthew Campbell, Channel 13 News.